You're listening to the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Each week, I'm going to be interviewing top realtors from coast to coast to give you a backstage pass on how they've created their amazing real estate empires and how you can copy them. Hi, everyone. This is real estate coach Craig Proctor, and welcome to another episode of the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. My special guest today from North Georgia is Trevor Smith. Trevor, thanks so much for being with us. What's happening, man?
Yeah, actually, just getting back from a short trip, trying to get back in the groove of things, and sell some houses.
Hey, what do you think of all this realtor news with the NAR being found guilty of conspiracy, and they want to do away with the seller being forced to pay the buyer agent, which totally makes sense to me. But boy, there's a lot of agents freaking out right now. It's like, oh my God, how am I going to get paid? But we've been teaching you guys how to get paid, how to get the buyer to pay you directly for years and years and years and years. And the reason we did that back then is because we didn't like the direction that the commissions were going. You know, you have usually a weak agent negotiating your fee when you're representing the buyer, and what was being offered to the agent representing the buyer was going down and down and down. So we said, well, the hell with that. We'll just negotiate our fee directly with the buyer. So I know everyone's freaked out, but we are going to be doing lots of training on that. But why don't we start off, like, how did you find me? You've had great success. Cool guy. Okay, Trevor's a cool guy. You guys are going to like his story here. So take notes, and don't be shy. If you guys want to ask us questions in the comments below, we will do that. And Trevor's going to, at some point here, we're going to drop his contact information in the comments below, because if you are a realtor in North Georgia, if you serve the counties that Trevor that Trevor works in, you're definitely going to want to call Trevor, because here's the deal. It sounds crazy, but he's got too many buyer appointments and listing appointments that no solo agent, he couldn't handle all the, it's a good problem to have. But so he's building a team, okay, where you would not get leads. You would actually get listing appointments and buyer appointments. Now, I know that's the thing that every agent wants, but I also know you guys are skeptical. It's like, oh my, that sounds too good to be true. It sounds, yeah, because you guys are calling Zillow leads and door knocking and cold calling. But Trevor, am I right on this? You've got an overflow of business of you give them the listings and you give them buyer appointments, and then you coach them up on how to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So about 4 years ago, I received an invitation to a real estate mastermind down in Atlanta. I accepted the invitation. I went, I sat on the front row, met Todd Walters, I met Nathan O'Reilly, and very quickly I realized that this was exactly what I was looking for. That I had been running around doing everything myself, and I was really questioning if I wanted to have a long-term career in real estate just based on the amount of hours that I was working. And
okay, so let me ask you this. Was it the hours, that the huge number of hours you were working that was the turnoff? Or it was all the crap that you had to do, like doing it the old way? Or was it both?
It was both. And I, at one point I realized, hey, it's very possible I'm about to lose my marriage because I'm never around. I'm always showing houses, and even when I am home, I'm down in my office on the computer.
I know what that's like. I know what that's like. And that is not, how many of you watching this, if you're married or in any kind of relationship, how many of you get the fact that it's this real estate career, if you do it the traditional way, it's annoying to your spouse. It's annoying. And so, yeah, I used to hear about it all the time. It's like, all you do is work, blah, blah, blah. So we had to figure it out, didn't we, Trevor?
Yeah. And so I immediately went and I signed up with Your Home Sold Guaranteed that day. And really, I've not looked back.
Okay, now, for those that don't know, explain what Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty is.
Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty is a brokerage model based around team building. And I knew that's what I wanted. I just didn't know where to go to get that. And so when the explanation of the brokerage model was, hey, you can hire some people and they can help you out with some of this stuff. And that was extremely appealing to me. Just the idea that maybe I don't have to be the one that always goes and shows the houses.
Right. So this was about how can I make more money in real estate than being a solo agent and have my life back? How do I do that? So we built a model, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, where we basically the way we recruit agents is we give the agents what they want, not leads. We don't tell them to go door knock and cold call and beg their friends for referrals. We give them appointments. Now you guys are like, well, how do you do it? Don't worry about how we do it. We do it. Okay. We do it through smart, modern marketing, and we have an overflow. So if we can't get an overflow of business, you don't want to come and work with us. If we can deliver on an overflow of business, you're never going to leave us. You have kids, Trevor?
Yeah, I have 4 kids, twin 13-year-old girls, a 12-year-old son, and a 3-year-old.
Okay. So this is the number one thing. And let's not forget about this. Yeah, we want to be successful in real estate, but for those of you that you value your relationship with your spouse, you have kids, like you don't want to live with any regrets. You want to be able to, I know we live in guilt in real estate, right? It's like when I'm not working, I'm guilty, I'm not working. When I'm working, I'm guilty, I'm not with my family. Well, this is how we do it. We show you how to build a model using leverage. First, we show you how to leverage yourself with marketing so you actually have an overflow of business. Ain't nobody wanting to partner up with you if you don't even have enough business for yourself. So we show you how to pass that hurdle. Okay, so we did that. So Trevor's like, holy crap, I got more business coming in here, more sellers and buyers. I could never do this even if I wanted to work 70 hours a week. Now that is attractive to other agents because think of what you don't have to do. Honestly, if you partnered up with Trevor, you're not taking pictures, getting key cuts, installing feature sheets, signs. You're not doing any of that stuff. The admin team does that. Here's what you do when you're on Trevor's team. You go to a listing appointment and another listing appointment and a buyer appointment. Now, Trevor spends his time coaching you up on how to do this. This is a key leverage point for Trevor is recruiting, hiring, managing, and coaching his people up. But you want to spend time with your kids, right? So, this is the end goal is I want to make a lot of money, but I don't want to do it at the expense of my life or my relationships with my spouse and my kids. I'll tell you what kind of smart ass kid I've got here. Look what my kid gave me for Father's Day. That's rude, isn't it? World's okayest dad. But, I can take it. I'm the world's okayest dad. But I wasn't before. When I first got into real estate, I was working all the time. So stay with us here, guys, because we're going to show you kind of like how to make this work for you. And now, if you're not in Trevor's marketplace, and what counties do you serve, Trevor?
Cobb County, Paulding County, Gordon County. We really work a very large area, basically Atlanta north to Tennessee.
Okay. If you're in that area, guys, you're watching this, here's the call to action. I want you just to Google Trevor, and I want you to call him, contact him. What's the best number to reach you at, Trevor?
770-880-6797.
Okay, we're going to drop that in the comments below. And please leave us your comments, ask questions. We will get back to you. Now, if you're not in the areas, the geographical area that Trevor services, I want you to contact me, okay? Because if you want to do what Trevor's doing in a different part of the country, you can have a free breakthrough call with me and my team. And this is the conversation that Trevor had when he got started. We lay it all out, we explain it. The breakthrough call is free. And we would ask you a bunch of questions about your business. And then we would explain how the Craig Proctor system works. Now, you don't have to be a broker to use the Craig Proctor system. You can use it as a solo agent. But what if what I teaches you actually works? What if I teach you how to create more business than you could possibly handle? I suppose you could stop doing that or limit your business, or you could do what Trevor decided to do, which is, heck, I could make more money not being an agent. I could make more money. I mean, crazy, right? How do I get rich being an agent is by not being an agent. Really is what Trevor's doing here is he has leveraged himself with agents that go out and go out in the appointments And what's Trevor do all day long? He works on the marketing, he works on recruiting, and he's training the team. He's doing what a broker really should do, right? Back in the day, my dad got his real estate license in 1970. Were you at the Orlando conference a few weeks ago?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, so you saw my dad. You met my dad. I brought my dad up on stage, and my dad was talking about like what real estate was like in 1970. But back in the day, the broker used to give you actual appointments, didn't give you leads. Said, yeah, oh, this guy just called in and wants to list his house. Larry, it's your turn. And so my dad would run out and do it. So we've kind of gone full circle, and that's what you get at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Is we actually give you listing appointments and buyer appointments, not leads, okay? Not leads. You don't want leads. Why? Because they don't answer the phone. And when you do call them, you have to try them 100 times. When you do reach them, they say, I didn't request that. I didn't do that. Someone was playing with their phone. None of that. That is done for you. We're talking come list me's. We're talking buyers that want to buy and sellers that want to sell. Okay, so now we have your attention. We have 150 of these locations, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty locations, all throughout the United States and Canada. Okay, we're going to back up the bus now. I want to get into the nitty-gritty details. I want to do a before and after with you, Trevor. So tell me about the real estate business that you hated before you met me, the frustrations, all the crap they told you to do, working 70 hours a week, getting grief from your spouse. Explain that, because I want everyone watching this to relate and go, oh my God, that's me. That sounds exactly like what I was told to do.
Well, my first couple of years in real estate, one of my main lead sources was a program called RedX that would allow you to hook up to a dialer, select an area that you wanted to call, and you're basically just calling homeowners. And I would spend 4 to 5 hours a day calling homeowners, trying to magically get the one that might be interested in selling their house.
God, that sucks, doesn't it? Look, I'm going to show you something. This is what I used way back in the day, this headset right here. See that?
Yeah.
And I would, that's what I was told, the same thing as you, dialing for every no will lead you closer to a yes. And you sit there, and did you ever feel this? Your head's getting closer and closer to the desk. It's depressing. Okay, so that's how you did it. You're calling because it's not like you invented it. That's what they told you to do, right?
Yeah.
We get into real estate, we look around, and we do what they tell us to do. We do it. So cold calling, door knocking, FSBOs, expireds, sitting in open houses. You're doing all that stuff. What was the income level back then? Here's the crazy part. You're working your ass off back then, and you're doing a whole bunch of things you don't like, but the money's not there either.
Yeah, I made it. My last year working as a solo agent, I made about 140,000.
You see, and that's a lot harder to sell to the spouse, right? The spouse has a little more flexibility if you're pulling down $300,000 or $400,000. But if you're, you're working 70 hours a week and you're making $140,000, $140,000, I mean, that's still good. I mean, oh my God, in relationship to the world of real estate, 140,000, you're already in the top, whatever, 1%. What did you do last year? What kind of numbers can you tell us?
We closed 87 transactions for just over $1 million.
$1 million. So $1 million is better than 140,000.
Well, and you work half the time.
See, this is what people don't understand, right? Look, it's the way we're brought up. My dad was a farmer. I mean, I was brought up, he wanted to make more money. You got to work harder, right? We believe in this work time equation. Well, if I want to make twice as much, I got to work twice as hard. And this is why a lot of realtors watching this have a hard time relating to making $1 million a year. You've heard, Trevor, you've heard agents at our conferences say, oh my God, I could never do that. Or I would never want to make $1 million. We're like, why would you not want to make $1 million a year? Well, because I'm killing myself making $100,000 a year. So what they're thinking is, oh my God, to go from 100, I'm already working 80 hours a week. My spouse is ready to leave me. My life sucks. If to do 10 times that would probably mean heart attack and divorce, right? It's the opposite. You're putting in less hours, and also, let's not forget, you're doing the fun parts of the job and you've delegated everything else out. Yeah. And what you're doing now is duplicatable. Working your ass off 70 hours a week, doing stuff you hate is not duplicatable. Okay. Look, again, folks, I want to encourage you. Don't be shy. Don't think this is BS. I want to introduce you to millionaire agents like Trevor. These are agents actually out there doing it. Now, a lot of agents, when they hear successful stories, people like you, not stories, facts, right? $1 million a year, they think it's unattainable. And a lot of agents, they think, well, we're going into a recession. We've got record high interest rates. There's a couple wars going. They have all of these reasons, excuses why they can't reach the level that they'd really like to reach. And we help you understand that that's just all noise. Okay. It doesn't matter what the economy is doing. It matters what you're doing. Okay. We want to show you how to insulate your business from the economy. Because if you're going to do real estate for a long time, of course, there's going to be up years and bad years and down years and recessions and maybe wars, who knows? So this is about a solid foundation on your business. So we got two choices here for you, folks. You either want to have a business or job. Okay. When Trevor met me, he had a job as a real estate agent. It's a job. He worked for a brokerage. He worked his 70 hours a week and he traded his time for money. He ain't ever going to sell it. He can't work 80 hours a week because his wife's already given him heat for 70 hours a week. So that's pretty much it. If Trevor kept going down that road, he would have kept making 140, 150,000. That's what he would have done. And he would have continued working 70 hours a week. Okay. Or you can decide, you know what? I need to start my own business, a sellable entity. I want to learn how to leverage myself. Or maybe I don't want to be the broker owner like Trevor. Maybe I want to be an agent on a team. That's okay too, right? So Craig Proctor has locations all over the United States and Canada. Maybe you just want to make a couple $100,000 a year and not be bothered with all the rest of it. Let me repeat what I said earlier. You work at a Craig Proctor organization as a real estate agent. You're not cold calling. You're not door knocking. You're not chasing FSBOs, expireds, sitting in open houses, doing floor time, buying leads from Zillow, calling till your brains fall out of your ear. You're not doing any of that stuff. What you're doing is you're given solid, real listing appointments and buyer appointments. Now, if that's all you had to do, and once you get the listing signed, by the way, like I said earlier, you're not running around getting the keys cut at Home Depot, taking the pictures, making the feature sheets, installing the key boxes, banging the sign. All of that is done for you. You would have one sole function on the Trevor Smith team. You go out and list a house. Here's the appointment. Here's the appointment. You open your day timer. Trevor will give you as many appointments as you can handle. And that's true for all of our brokerages in the United States and Canada. Now, we wouldn't recruit you unless we could deliver on that promise, because that's the only reason you're coming to work with us. And it's the only reason we would need you, is we have an overflow of business. So the whole premise of this is everybody makes more money and you work less hours. Anything you want to add to that, Trevor?
Well, I think if there's really a main thing that the system has given me, I think it would be courage. That, when you want to go spend, let's say, $10,000 or $15,000 on a mailer campaign or something like that, that's something that I never would have had the courage to do without this system.
Great point, because your ROI, your return on investment. Does everyone see what he's saying here? We said to most agents, go spend $2,000 on this mailing. Like, oh my God, what if it doesn't work? Well, we're giving Trevor proven marketing. He knows every time he sends this out, he gets to 10-to-1 return. Now it's a different question. How many of you would spend $1 if you knew guaranteed you'd make $10? Okay, so if I spend $1,000, I'm going to make $10,000. If I want to make $100,000 a year, I spend I'm spending $10,000. I want to make $1 million a year. I'm going to invest $100,000 in marketing. Now, you might think $100,000 in marketing is a lot of money, but not if you're certain you're going to make $1 million a year. So it's just math. So I believe that's what you mean. You've got the courage to level up because with confidence every time you do X, you're making 10X.
Well, yeah, and it's there's no chase here. We're not chasing the prospects. The prospects, they call us. Like
it's sweet, isn't it? Hey, Trevor, could you come over and list my house?
Right.
How many of you could do that? And now Trevor's got so many of those, like I can't go out and do them. I got agents to do that. So Trevor calls you and he says, hey, we have a listing appointment tomorrow at 8 o'clock over in North Georgia here. Do you want to take that for us? And you say, no, my kid's playing soccer that night. That's cool. He's got other agents on his team. You've got that flexibility that when you work as part of Trevor's team, you just book off your personal time. But if you haven't booked it off, Trevor, it's kind of annoying. He's going to book you appointments. He's going to book you listing appointments. Now, here's the deal. If this is all true and Trevor sends you out on listing appointments, you better come back with the listing and not a story. And this is where Trevor, I've coached Trevor for years, and now Trevor's going to coach you. So I taught him how to do it. Now he's going to teach you how to do it, exactly what to say and do when you meet with the seller. Now, you're not going to get 100% of them, but we're going to get 80% of them. That's how good the presentation is. We're not going to get 100% of buyers to sign a buyer agency agreement, but we're going to get 80% of them. And part of our high conversion ratio is we're not going out to meet with sellers that are looky-loos or buyers. We're going to only send you out on appointments where we're fairly positive that this seller is going to list their house tonight. Okay, this buyer is going to buy a home. These are not looky-loos. So does this interest you guys? Now, understand, I've created more millionaire real estate agents, more Trevors than any other coach or trainer or guru. There are a lot of fakers and a lot of pretenders, including some of my ex-students that try to repackage and reteach my stuff, or you can come to the original. So if you want to have a conversation with Trevor, I would do that. I wouldn't be skeptical. I wouldn't say, oh, Trevor's Craig's friend. He's going to say whatever. Nope. You want to Google him. Like, you can be a naysayer. You can ignore all this, but you're ignoring facts. Oh, well, coaching, that's not going to help you. Look, do you even know what coaching is? Because that's not really what we do here. A lot of realtors, Trevor, when they think of coaching, they're like, oh, well, is coaching, does Craig motivate you? Does Craig keep you accountable? Not really. We give you a system. Now, I hope I am motivating when I give you something that's really good. I don't have to motivate Trevor. I give him something that's really kicking ass. He's going to go out and he's going to do it, and that's what's going to motivate him. So I believe you have to have some self-motivation, because no, I'm not here to motivate you, okay? I'm not here to keep you accountable. I'm not here to say, Trevor, did you make your 100 cold calls today? That's not what we do here. What we do is we give you a smart, modern, effective system to generate leads, to convert the leads, presentations, the technology. We put it all together in a business package for you. So if you want to check it out, then you're going to book a call with me at proctorcall.com. Just my name, Proctor Call, no space, proctorcall.com. And you're going to go to my Acuity Day Timer and you book a day and a time. Now, don't worry, it's free. And don't worry, this isn't some kind of sales pitch. I'm good. I don't need your money. If you don't like the call, it'll be done on Zoom, by the way. You just hang up. Here's how this is going to work. I'll ask you a whole bunch of questions, and you're going to be leaning into this. You'll lean in, like, oh my God, is this for real? Yes, it's for real. We'll give you ample proof that this is for real, and we'll answer your questions, and we'll explain how the Craig Proctor system works, how I've created more Trevors, more millionaire real estate agents than any other coach or trainer or guru. No matter what you're doing right now, if you're watching this, you're copying it from somebody, right? Whatever you're doing right now, you didn't invent cold calling or door knocking. All we're talking about is you copying a better model here. Okay, you don't have to have a creative bone in your body. We lay it all out for you. In fact, Trevor, one of the things we preach, right, as soon as we met you is don't change anything. We don't want you to change it. We want you to use it exactly the way it is. Here's the presentation. Here's the marketing to run. Here's the direct mail. Why would a real estate agent not want to seek out more information on this? What do you think, Trevor?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was reading the question that was in the chat and I missed your question.
I said, why do you think agents wouldn't be interested? Like, what would hold an agent back from at least wanting more information on this? And yes, I did see that come up, and it was distracting to me too as a question. So what is it that holds real estate agents back from seeking out more information when it costs $0 to find out more about how can I make way more money in less time?
I think that because the success level amongst real estate agents as a whole is so low, most real estate agents are they're not successful at all. And I think that really causes people that are on the fence to question everything and always to just say, well, that's probably not really what's happening, or that's probably not really what's going on at his team. So they're always just never a full buy-in.
Yeah, skepticism. It's too bad, because if people would just have an open mind and find out more about how this actually works, you can always say no. And I know, everybody is presented with all kinds of opportunities every single day, but if you're still watching this, that probably means you're interested, right? Here's the question that came in. Faith has just put it in the chat. One question in the comments: how can Trevor Smith deliver value-added services to all their clients and customers? And how do you calculate the ROI, the return on investment, on those efforts? So what part do you want to take first? What do you deliver that's so extra special that people want to work with you and seek you out? Or how do you, let's do the second part of that. It's easier first. How do you calculate the return on investment? So tracking, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We have several different systems in place that make it very easy for us to figure out where the phone calls are coming from, where the appointments are coming from. We can even calculate conversion on appointments from a specific source. So I know how good the leads are when they're coming in based on source and tracking. This is all stuff that can be.
So give us some of your best sources for actual closings. Okay. Now, notice I said closings, everyone. A lot of agents talk about, well, when I do this, I get the most amount of leads. We don't care about leads. I don't even care about appointments. I want to know what things you do that cause the most closings. What are those things?
New construction advertisements where we leverage the USP of buy one of these homes and we will buy your current home.
That's a sweet offer, everyone, isn't it? Move up to any one of our listings or buy one of our listings, buy this home, we'll buy yours for cash, guaranteed cash offer in 24 hours, your home sold, guaranteed at a price acceptable to you, or we'll buy it. Now, I know a lot of you will be freaking out like, oh my God, how do you do that? Well, that's what we coach you up on. I've been offering guaranteed home sales before the iBuyer companies 25 years ago. This will literally change the game for you agents, because all of a sudden, it's like you're in a completely different business, right? All the other agents are coming in. Oh, well, we promised to sell your home. We're going to do a good job. We work really hard. I'm honest. And you come in, you say, if your home isn't, here's your upfront guaranteed offer. Okay. We're going to sell your home for at this price or above, or we're going to buy it in 120 days. Start the clock. Okay. We know how to get properties sold. That doesn't mean you're buying them. That means you're making a guarantee, and we're going to show you how to get these properties sold so you don't have to buy them. Okay, there's a system for this. There's a system for all of this. So there's very unique offers that we make. For example, Trevor can show up at a listing appointment, or one of Trevor's agents, more likely. So somebody in North Atlanta wants to sell their home. Let's say they're speaking to 3 agents. And they've called Trevor's office. Trevor's going to send out one of his top guys, one of his top agents, he or she. They have a presentation. They stick to the presentation. You say this and you say this. Now that might sound, well, oh my God, that sounds kind of, like it's, yes, it's structured. When you get on an airplane, you better hope the pilot's got a flight plan. If you're having an operation, you better hope the surgeon has a plan for the surgery, right? Most agents say wing it. Oh, they talk about themselves and their company. No. We've got a really good listing presentation. Okay. And we're going to get that listing signed. Now we're going to talk about the guaranteed sale. How about this? Trevor's agent shows up and says to the seller, hey, in preparation for our meeting here at your North Atlanta home, we did a search in our database, and we have 94 buyers that are looking for the northeast part of town in your neighborhood. So should you decide to list your home with us, the very first thing we would do is we would send information, pictures, and details of your home out to the 94 pre-qualified buyers we already have. I understand you spoke to a couple of other agents. Did they tell you about how many buyers they currently have for your home? Boom. Sounds kind of crazy, but it's almost like we've been looking for a buyer before we even met you tonight. Boom. We can deliver on this stuff. So the presentation's really, I promise you guys, if you get involved with this, it's stuff you've never heard before. Now, you don't know how to do it, of course, because you're not coached up on how to do it. But that's why you're watching this. You've heard of Craig Proctor. And if you're in North Atlanta, you've heard of Trevor. And you're going to keep hearing about him. He's going to get bigger and bigger. He's a young guy. He's going to keep expanding this. Why? Because he can. See, you can't expand what you got because you have a job. Trevor has a business with leverage. Let me ask everybody this question. Trevor, you've heard it before from me. How many homes could you sell if it had nothing to do with you? Trevor's answer is infinite. There is no limit. Trevor could start selling houses all over the United States if he wanted to, could open up offices everywhere. He is a marketer. His job is to bring appointments in, listing appointments and buyer appointments, good ones. Okay. So when you partner up with Trevor and you can't go out on them all, that's okay. He's going to hire another one of you and another one of you and another one of you. He's got 10 U's and 100 U's. That's what leverage is. And when Trevor's sending you out on listing appointments, or 10 people like you or 100 people like you out on listing appointments, he's still at home with his wife having dinner. Everybody get how this works? It's called leverage. It's called being an owner instead of being, it's called having a business instead of having a job. Real estate agents say, they think they have businesses, right? They have jobs. Real estate agent, first thing they'll do is they'll say, hey, Trevor, look at my business card. Look at the sign I have on the front lawn. Nope. You have a job. And if you're doing it like Trevor and I did it in the beginning, it ain't a good job. It's a bad job. It's a horrible job because you're on call 7 days a week. You're a stranger to your family. It sucks. That's why you're watching this. And I got to give kudos, credit for you guys that are watching this, because there's a little flame, a spark in you that says, my God, there must be a better way to do real estate. And that's what every entrepreneur says in the time of crisis. There's got to be a better way. And this is the better way, I promise you this. I'm going to repeat this again. Nobody's created more millionaire agents in real estate than Craig Proctor. A lot of people have coaching and they do that. No. This is about a system. This isn't about accountability. This isn't about me motivating you. You can do it. The little train can go up the mountain. Nope, we don't do that. We give you a proven system to generate the leads, to convert the leads, to do the presentations. We show you how to recruit, hire, train, manage everything that you need to know to be successful. It's right here at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Trevor, you've got me all wound up here. I'm excited. And of course, I've had a bit of caffeine here too. But I want to thank you for doing this today. You're a cool guy, and I hope people do call you. Give us your contact information again.
Yeah, my direct cell phone number is 770-880-6797, and my email address is trevorsmith6797@gmail.com.
How do I spell Smith? No, I'm just messing with you. We'll put everything down below, guys, so you don't have, if you're driving your car or whatever, we'll put all the contact information below. Now, I'm going to repeat this again, if you're not in Trevor's market, you're not in North Atlanta, you need to call me so you can do what Trevor's doing wherever else you are in the United States or Canada. And the way you're going to book a free breakthrough call, which is actually a Zoom meeting, proctorcall.com. We'll drop it down below, proctorcall.com. proctorcall.com. You pick a day and a time that works for you, and we'll see you on the other side. Costs you $0. You're not going to be subjected to some sales pitch. I'm good. We're going to explain how this works. And you're either going to say, wow, maybe I'd like to work with Craig and learn more about this, or this is not for me. Either or is cool. But you're not going to know what this is about until you book the free call. So we make it easy for you to get involved. So you got three choices. You can do nothing. You can call Trevor, or you can book a call with me. Okay. And we hope that you do the latter two, so we can get you some more information on how this works. All right, Trevor, we're out of time. Any final thoughts before we wrap this awesome interview up?
No. Thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you for all that you've done as far as really allowing me the opportunity to change my life. That's something that I don't know that I'll ever be able to pay back.
Well, you know what? I want to thank you for being a believer, because you did it and you showed up. And there's lots of BS excuses that agents give themselves. Oh, that'll never work. Or I had one coach and that coach sucked, so all the coaches suck. And, this Craig Proctor guy is just going to take your guys. Maybe you've done some form of coaching before. Maybe you have been ripped off. I don't know. Maybe it didn't help you. Maybe it helped you a little bit. But you cannot let your past dictate your future. I mean, if you go to cross the street and you twist your ankle, what are you never going to try to cross the street again? You've got to let that go. Okay. All real estate coaches are not the same. Just like all doctors aren't the same. All lawyers are the good ones and bad ones. Of course they are. You've come to the right place. Here's what makes me different. I actually sold real estate to a very high degree. None of these other guys did. Sold over 10,000 homes. Within 3 years of having my license, I was the #1 RE/MAX agent in the entire world for commissions earned. And I've created more millionaire real estate agents than a coach or trainer or guru or whatever they want to call themselves. So book your call with me. I know what I'm talking about. You're going to find out how we can help you. Go to proctorcall.com. Trevor, thank you very much for doing this.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll get you back on here in a little bit and watch your progress. All right, folks, that's Trevor Smith, North Atlanta, your home sold, guaranteed realty. Thank you, everybody, for watching. This is Craig Proctor. You've been watching the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Take care. We'll see you next time. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're gonna see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's gonna let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.